They don't want to be great. They don't want to be great. What's up, party people? This is Jason White, CEO and founder of Witness Riches. We specialize at boosting credit scores and helping our clients massively improve their finances. Today, I have something special for you. I'm going to be sharing my 5 tactic code to help you boost your credit score 100 points within 6 months. If you apply this information, there's no reason why you should not see a nice gain with all 3 of your credit scores. That's with TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. If you apply these tactics and put it to work, there's no reason, again, why you should not see at least a 50 to 100 point credit score increase with each of those credit bureaus, okay? So before we get into the 5 tactic code, it's important that you stop everything you're doing and take notes on the information that I'm going to share with you today, okay? We're going to be sharing 5 tactics. Each tactic is very important, and what you need to focus on is making sure that you take precise notes of what I'm sharing with you so that you can begin to put these tactics in action so that you can get the results, okay? So it's important that you lose all distractions and take good notes, all right? I'm taking notes myself, so you'll see me look down at my paperwork just to make sure that I'm staying on track and making sure that I'm using my time efficiently, sticking to the points, and making sure that you're getting the most you can out of the information that I'm going to share with you today. All right? So without further ado, let's dive into this. Again, this is my 5 tactic code to boosting your credit score 100 points within 6 months. All right? Let's dive into it. So I myself found myself in a situation where my credit score sucked. In addition to my credit score sucking, my finances sucked as well. You know, your credit is only a reflection of how well you manage your bills. And at that point, you know, our money management skills sucked. We found ourselves facing an eviction. I got my Cadillac repossessed at work. We had no savings, and my credit score plummeted. It was so bad, we were newly married, and my wife was looking at me like, Jason, what did I get myself into marrying you? And, you know, as the guys, as you know, that's not a good look. So I had to, you know, take action and get ourselves out of this rut that we were in. And within a short period of time, I was able to not only improve my credit score, but get my finances to a point where we were able to see progress. And from that information that I acquired, I started my own credit repair business, and we've been helping people improve their credit scores since 2013, okay? So as the CEO of our company, Witness Riches, the 700 Club, it's important for you to realize that the information that we're going to share with you today works. We help thousands of people, helping thousands of people, and the reason I'm going to give you this information is, you know, rebuilding your credit, you know, it's not the hardest thing to do. It's not rocket science. It's really math. And in order for you to get the results that you want, you have to work on improving 5 components of your credit score, okay? Those components are payment history, which is 35% of your credit score, credit utilization, which is 30% of your credit score, length of history, which is 15% of your credit score, and credit file mix, which is, what's that? Oh yeah, I'm live, man. Then we have credit file mix, which is 10% of your credit score. Everybody say what's up to Terrence.
Hey guys.
Then we have inquiries, which is the last 10% of your credit score, okay? And what we want to do is we want to make sure that we influence these 5 components to your advantage. And, you know, like I said, your credit score is nothing but math. And each of these components can be influenced in a way where you can begin to see the growth that you want. And our 5 tactics is going to help you impact each of those components, all right? So it's important for you to make sure that you're taking good notes. Again, I have my pen and pad, so make sure you have one too, because it's about to get deep, all right? So before I get into this 5 tactic code, I need you to go grab that pen and paper. I'm going to allow you some time to do that. And let's take a quick break. All right, I'll be back in a couple seconds, and I want to make sure that you have that information so that I can begin to share with you our 5 tactic code so that you can boost your credit score 100 points within 6 months. We'll be right back.
Stop! Hey! Now I need a ride. gotta walk. All the way home now. That gotta be a scam.
Welcome back. Hopefully that was enough time for you to get your pen and paper so that you can take some good notes. But before we get back into the 5-tactic code, I want to make sure that you like this video and share it on your newsfeed so that other people who are in desperate need of improving their credit score gets this free information. So please do that right now for me. But back to our 5-tactic code. A lot of people that we deal with have tried improving their credit scores on their own. And one thing that we have found is when they go about trying to improve their credit score, they don't really have a strategy in mind. They look at their credit report, they look at everything that's hurting their credit score, and they just dispute it, okay, without having any kind of strategy. Sometimes, you know, that can get you results, but majority of the time, you're wasting your time, okay? And what we want to do is make sure that you are not wasting your time and you're using it efficiently. So looking at your credit report is very important, but how you dispute that information in your credit report is just as important. So make sure you use this 5-tactic code to, you know, develop your strategy so that you can get the, you know, the most results that you can possibly get from your dispute process so that you can improve your credit score as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you'll be wasting your time. So it's important that you watch this whole video so that you can get as much information as possible and apply it to your dispute process, okay? We do not want you to dispute blindly. We want you to have a strategy, so make sure you're taking good notes, all right? So when people are looking to improve their credit scores, one of the biggest reasons, you know, in conjunction with not having a strategy, you know, a few of the biggest reasons people don't get the results they want, they're basically 5, okay? They don't know what kind of information to dispute and how to dispute it. Their only strategy to improving their credit score is to delete all the negative items from their credit report. They're very inconsistent, and also, you know, they didn't give the process enough time to improving their credit score. They, you know, one and done, okay? We don't want you to be one and done. And lastly, a lot of people sabotage their own progress. So when it comes to improving your credit score, you don't want to do any of those things. You want to make sure that you have a strategy, you give the process enough time, you don't sabotage your own progress, you're consistent, and you know what to dispute and how to dispute it, all right? So this 5-tactic code is going to teach you just that, and it's very in-depth information that you can apply towards your dispute process so that you can improve your credit score 100 points within 6 months. All right, so hopefully you're taking notes. I don't doubt you, but I just want to ensure that you're actually taking good notes right now. So I got my pen and pad, and what we need to do is move further along. All right, so once you apply this 5-tactic code, this is what I'm going to promise you. I'm going to promise you that you're going to get results. You won't get results overnight. By law, you have to give credit bureaus at least 30 days to process your disputes. So it's going to at least take 30 days. But within a 6-month time frame, which I believe is enough, you're going to see your credit scores go like this. They're going to improve greatly. All right, so let's talk about that 5-tactic code. All right, my 5 tactics to improving your credit score, you must do these 5 things. 1, you must subtract the bad and add the good. 2, punish your enemies. 3, beg for forgiveness. I know some of the ladies out there, you know, you never admit when you're wrong, but in this case, it's important. All right, fellas, you have this problem too. All right. 4, don't burn your bridges. And 5, never shop until you drop. So, I know what you're thinking. Please explain this, Jason. I will, but first, I need to get some water. We'll be back. Let me share with you what we are all about and how we can help you. So we are a personal financial improvement company that offers two different services. We have our credit repair service, which is the 700 Club, and we also have our financial coaching program, which is Black Letters. Our 700 Club is basically to help clients who have poor credit scores, who don't know what to do to improve their credit scores, and who have negative inaccuracies on their credit report that they need removed. We basically provide a done-for-you credit repair service where we act on our clients' behalf to help them remove some of these negative inaccuracies that are hurting their credit score, and we also work with our clients on rebuilding as well. And as we work together, our clients average a 50 to 100 point credit score increase or more with all three credit bureaus within just 6 months of our program. And we're back. I appreciate your patience, everyone. Had to get some water. You know, this is the most pure thing God has ever made. So make sure you drink enough water, okay? Mine is red right now. I put a little, energy booster in there. So don't mind me. Anyway, we're back to our presentation. We're talking about our 5-tactic code to help you boost your credit score 100 points within 6 months. But before I get back into that, it's important that you make sure that you like this video and share it on your newsfeed so that people who need help improving their credit scores also gets this information. I would definitely appreciate that. This information is going to help you out so much. You're going to see your credit score go like this. All right. So help me help you. All right. So hopefully you have, you're taking real good notes. Hopefully you're doing that. I don't doubt you, but I just want to make sure that you're actually doing it. All right. So looking at my notes. All right. So we are talking about our 5-tactic code. And what I want to make sure that you understand is there's 5 components to your credit report: payment history, credit utilization, length of history, credit file mix, and inquiries. We need to influence these 5 areas positively for you to see a nice increase with your credit score. All right. And if you can do that, you're going to get the results that you want. Let's talk about our first tactic: subtract the bad and add the good. This one is deep. All right. So make sure you have sharpened your pencil. All right, let's get into it. So a lot of people have the misunderstanding when it comes to rebuilding their credit score that in order to do so, you have to delete all the negatives off your credit report. Not necessarily. Instead of deleting everything, we want to be strategic. And in this case, when we talk about subtracting the bad, we want to look at your credit utilization component of your credit score. This impacts your credit score by 30%. All right. I don't know if that's showing up right, but it's a 30%. All right. Credit utilization is basically the comparison of your credit card balances to the credit card limit. All right. For example, if you have a $1,000 credit limit and you have a $500 balance, your credit utilization would be 50%. Credit bureaus don't like to see people who are maxing out their credit cards. All right. They want to make sure that you manage your debt well. And to give them that perspective, you want to make sure at all times your credit utilization is under 30%. Of course, the lower, the better for your credit score, but at least you never want to exceed that 30% threshold, because the higher that credit utilization, the more you seem in need of credit. The more needy you are, the more dependent you are on that credit. All right. So basically, we want to give the perspective that, I have this credit card, but I don't need it. All right. And the more that you're able to show the credit bureaus that you don't need your credit, the better it's going to influence your credit score. So there are some of you who have high credit utilization. And what we want you to focus on is paying down your credit card balances. The lower you can get that credit utilization ratio, the better for your credit score. Again, this impacts your credit score by 30%. There are some people who are not even actively impacting their credit utilization. There are some people who believe that I'm going to improve my credit score the old-fashioned way by just paying my bills on time, but that's 35% of your credit score. So you're missing out on 30% of credit utilization that you can be impacting your credit score. So what we want you to do is we need you to positively impact that component. That means you need a credit card. If you don't have a credit card, you're missing out on the 30% potential you could be up on your credit score. So it's important that you get one. I know a lot of you are thinking, well, Jason, my credit score is bad. How can I get a credit card? Well, they made something that is very affordable and something that you can get today if you actually wanted to. It's called a secure credit card. A secure credit card is a line of credit where in order for them to grant you that line of credit, you need to first make a deposit. And once you make that deposit, they're going to use that deposit as your line of credit, and it's going to report to the credit bureaus every month. Okay, so if you have bad credit and you're worried about how to get approved for a line of credit, a secure credit card. We're going to make sure that we attach that information to the comments below, so you can have that information and apply for a secure credit card so that you can positively impact your credit utilization. Those of you with high credit utilization, meaning that you have credit cards and those credit cards are maxed out, as we improve your credit score, one of the tactics that I highly recommend for you to take advantage of is what I call credit card optimization. That is using your credit card and adding another credit card to your credit profile. Let's say that you have a $500 credit card with Capital One. It's maxed out, so you're at 100%, and we need to cut that in half like immediately. What I would recommend that you do is apply for another credit card. It doesn't matter what kind of credit card it is, but we need to at least try to get a $500 limit and add that to your profile. What that's going to do is it's going to cut your credit utilization in half. And the reason it's going to cut it in half is credit bureaus look at your credit cards collectively together, all right? So we can add a $500 limit to our $500 that we already have. That means that we now have a $1,000 credit card limit. 500 divided by 1,000 is 50%, all right? So almost immediately you will cut your credit utilization in half, and as long as you continue to pay on that balance, you will continue to lower your credit utilization, which will positively impact your credit score. All right. So this, my friend, is subtracting the bad. Your credit is greatly impacted by your ability to pay your bills on time, meaning that you need to have something actively reporting on your credit report so that you can add positive payment history to your credit report. If you don't have an open line of credit, it's important that you open another line of credit right now, yesterday, or tomorrow, if you can't get to it today. But we need to have something reporting on your credit report, because if you're not actively adding payment history to your credit report, there's no way you're going to see your credit score improve, because there's nothing reporting. All right. So it's important that you open up a line of credit, and add that to your credit profile and pay that bill on time every month. All right. And credit bureaus, what they do is they look at your credit history within the last 36 months and they grade you heavily on that. So the more credit profiles that we can have reporting payment history within a short amount of time, the greater increase you're going to see in your credit score. So one of the tactics that we share with our clients is adding payment history, but over the span of a year, we want to add at least 4 accounts to your credit profile. All right, so let's do this math. Over a year, one credit profile reports 12 months, 12 payments. All right, so that's 12 payments added to your credit report. Let's compare that to 4 accounts. 4 accounts within a year, 4 times 12, that's 48 payments reported on your credit report within a year. Tell me, what has the greater impact? 12 payments or 48 payments? You get the idea. So within a year, every 3 months, I want you to add a credit card or some kind of line of credit to your credit report that reports to all 3 credit bureaus. And over a year, that's going to add positive payment history to your credit report. And the more accounts that you have adding positive payment history to your credit report, the more you impact the payment history portion of your credit report, which is 35%. That, my friend, is adding the good. All right. So it's important that you do that. I got a little cotton mouth, so I'm going to take a quick break, get some more water in my system, enjoy this quick commercial. I'll be back. back. I appreciate you all continuing to remain patient and allow your boy to take advantage of his water because my lips can get super dry. Anyway, moving right along, it's important for you to make sure that you like this feed and share it on your news feed so that we can continue to help people who are in desperate need of improving their credit. All right, so please do that right now for me. If you're liking this information, send the love. Thank you. Anyway, tactic number 2, punish your enemies. What do I mean by that? Punishing your enemies, you have a lot of people who hate on your success in life and when it comes to your credit. And these people are credit bureaus and debt collectors. They hate on you. Credit bureaus are all about making a profit. They're a business, a for-profit business. And what we sometimes get confused with is we feel that the credit bureau is here to help us. But we're not their clients. Their clients are furnishers, people who report about you. The more negative information that they can report about you, the more money they make because they sell your information to subprime lenders who then charge you ridiculous interest rates. Think about it. They're not for you. So the information that I'm going to share with you is here to protect you so that you don't get taken advantage of. All right. So what I want to talk about really quick is one of your biggest haters. And those are debt collectors. Debt collectors suck. There are a lot of debt collectors who are, a lot of debt collectors who are very janky. And when I say janky, I mean that they are very unprofessional and they don't follow the rules. There's something called the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act that they must abide by, and they don't because they don't respect it and they don't respect you. And what I want to share with you right now is how you can protect yourself and put these janky debt collectors in their place. All right. So remember, they are your enemies to a good credit score. They're going to try to report information that they have no business reporting. All right. And what I mean by that is, let's say that you hit a rough spot in your life and you were unable to pay a cell phone bill. You had to cancel the contract, and because you canceled the contract, the original creditor, they deemed it as uncollectible and wrote it off with the IRS and sold the debt to a debt collector. What these debt collectors do is they pride on individuals like that. Okay, they pride on individuals who had a rough spot in their life, and they try to take advantage of that. They buy these debts for pennies on the dollar, and then they try to contact you to pay the full amount. But one thing that a lot of people don't know is, unless they have their paperwork correct, you don't owe it. What I mean by that is there's something called proof of contract. All right, proof of contract is basically asking the debt collector, okay, you're trying to collect on this debt, you're reporting it on my credit report, but do you have the legal right to collect on this debt? And if they can't prove that information, my friend, you do not have to pay it. All right. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you punish your enemies. Send them a debt validation letter requesting that information. You need proof of contract. Okay. So they need to send you a signed contract between you and the original creditor. In that contract, it needs to state that the original creditor has the right to assign this debt to whomever they want. It's called an assignment clause. In that contract, you must see that, okay? Also, you must see a notarized statement, which is a proof of sale between the original creditor and the new debt collector. If you do not have those 3 criteria, my friend, you are not obligated to paying that debt if it was sold to a debt collector, okay? If it's still with the original creditor, that's a different story, but we're talking about debts that were sold to debt collectors. If they don't have that information, you are not obligated to paying that. So what I need you to do, look at your credit report, look at all the collections you have on your credit report, and if they're iffy, we need to send these debt collectors debt validation letters, okay? That debt validation letter is basically going to force them to come correctly. If they don't have the right paperwork, which we request in that information, then they have no right to collect on this debt, and they must cease all collection efforts and remove it from your credit report. And if they don't, you have the right to sue them. And I'm talking about money, moolah. All right, so if they do not follow the rules, get you a lawyer and sue these bastards. All right, so punish your enemies, put them in their place. You do that, you're going to see collections fall off your credit report and your credit score go like this. All right, let me look at my notes really quick. Tactic number 3, excuse me. We have beg for forgiveness. Ladies, you're going to love this one, okay? You're going to love this one. There are a lot of people who have the inability to say sorry. You know, the fellas, we will say sorry in a heartbeat. Baby, I did you wrong. But ladies, come on. I need y'all to say sorry every once in a while. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so there are times where we hit a rough spot in our lives and we're unable to pay a bill on time with the original creditor. And after 30 days, they have the right to negatively mark that on our credit report, which will cause us to have a late payment on our credit report. Of course, since payment history impacts your credit score by 35%, this has a huge impact on your credit score and can drop it like 50 to 100 points depending on how recent it is, okay? So what I like to teach people is use your brand loyalty to that company to your advantage. Let's say that you've been with the company for 10 years. That's a long time. It's a very long time. That's 120 months. Yeah, 120 months. That's a long time. And you have immaculate payment history. But for some reason, you hit a rough spot and they dinged you. Instead of, crying and thinking that the world has come to an end, let's use your loyalty to your advantage. We're going to write a Goodwill letter to this particular creditor and ask them for forgiveness. Like, hey, dude, I messed up. I hit a rough spot in my life. And as you can see from my payment history, I never had this problem. But this one time, I got caught off guard and I missed the due date on my bill. I apologize. But if you can please forgive me and remove this negative mark off my credit report, I will forever be gracious. I think I said that right. Yeah, so what we want to do is we want to request goodwill from the original creditor by begging for forgiveness. You need to write a letter to these original creditors and ask them to remove that negative payment history off your credit report. Don't remove the account, just the negative payment history, okay? Because that account has history. And instead of removing that full account, we just want to remove those late payments from your credit report so that you can see an increase on your credit score. If you do this, half of the time it will work, okay? But you have to set your pride to the side and use that for your own advantage, all right? So we talked about so far subtracting the bad, adding the good. We talked about punishing your enemies, and we talked about begging for forgiveness. Use those 3 tactics alone, you're going to see nice results on your credit score. We have 2 more tactics to talk about, but before we do that, let me take a selfie. No, but I need some water really quick, so I'll be back. Check out these updates. 700 Club, 102 point increase with Experian, 27 point increase with TransUnion, 26 with Equifax. What you know about that? Hey. And we're back. This is what I want to do. For the first 50 people to comment on this feed, you're going to get one of these. A dough chaser bumper sticker, okay? Everybody needs to be a dough chaser. A dough chaser is an individual who is all about improving their financial situation, meaning that they make the sacrifice to put their finances first. Whatever they have to do, they make that sacrifice and chase that dough. If you're a dough chaser, comment now, share this, like this video, and the first 50 people, we're going to send one of these. I'm a dough chaser. All right. Anyway, so we talked about three tactics: punish your enemies, beg for forgiveness. I'm sorry, I lost it. And then subtract the bad and add the good. Now what we want to do is we want to talk about tactic number 4. Tactic number 4 is really going to challenge a lot of your thoughts. Basically, what we want you to do is we don't want you to burn your bridges. What I mean by that is we need to look at the 5 components that make up a credit score. Payment history, credit utilization, credit file mix, inquiries, and then we have length of history. For some reason, everyone forgets about length of history. A lot of people's strategy, again, is to try to delete all the negatives that are on their credit report, regardless of how long they've been on their credit report. And what credit bureaus do, especially for you to get a perfect credit score, you need to have a credit profile that has experience. The longer you can prove to the credit bureaus of dealing with credit, the better and the greater impact it's going to have on your credit score. So what a lot of people do is they'll try to delete accounts that has been on their credit report, 10, 15, 20, 25 years because of a couple late payments. And instead of doing that, you want to make sure you keep that history, all right? So you don't want to burn your bridges by removing history that's actually helping your credit score, all right? If I have a credit profile of 20 years of experience and I remove my account that has 20 years of reporting from my credit report, that takes away that 20 years experience and makes me look more new to the game. And at the end of the day, nobody wants to be a newbie. Okay? So don't set yourself up to fail. Make sure that you don't remove those accounts that have history. Instead, remove the negative connotations that are attached to those accounts. Okay? So if you have late payments attached to an account that has history, don't remove the whole account. Just remove the negative payment history. That way you can keep that history so that it can continue to positively impact your credit score. All right? Also, people have credit cards that they have probably maxed out in the past, and they finally get to pay it off. And the first thing they want to do is close that credit card. What you do is, when you close it, you stop that credit card from reporting positive payment history. Remember, positive payment history impacts your credit score by 35%. So why stop something from reporting positive payment history? Instead of closing the account, keep it open so it can continue to help you, but put the card away, lock it up, freeze it, cut it up, send it to me. Whatever you want to do, do not use it, all right? Don't use it, don't close it, so that it can continue to report positive payment history on your credit report. And if you can do this, you're going to see your credit score continue to go like this. All right, that's what we want. So don't burn your bridges. Do not close accounts that are positively improving your credit score. And do not remove negative accounts that have a long history. Instead, remove the negative connotation, okay? That is tactic number 4. Our last tactic, tactic number 5, is to never shop until you drop. What do I mean by that? How many of you go to, a Target, a Walmart, any store where they offer you a credit card and you save 5, 10%? Everyone. How many of you have been convinced to take advantage of those deals? A lot of people. This is what you need to think of. We need to change our mindset on this. First of all, we need to see who is asking us to take out this credit card. Usually it's a sales associate that really has no sales experience. They just want to save you some money. Instead of you allowing these people to convince you to add an inquiry to your credit report, just say no. All right? Because the more inquiries that you add to your credit report, the worse your credit score is going to be. All right? We typically recommend that our clients never exceed 8 inquiries a year. Even though inquiries only impact your credit score for 24 months, within that 12-month time period, within the first year of that inquiry being on your credit report, it's going to impact your credit score by 10%, okay? So when we look at the lowest credit score you can have, which is a 300, and the highest credit score you can have, which is an 850, and 10% of your credit score being inquiries, the more inquiries you have on your credit report can basically take away 55 points from your credit score. Okay, so do not shop until you drop. Do not rack up inquiries that will hurt your progress. Okay, we don't want that. You don't want that. Do not do that. Okay, because the more inquiries you rack up, the more of an impact it has on your credit score, which will hurt your progress. All right, what we want to do is we want to be strategic. All right, if we look at opening up a new account, we want to make sure that our approval odds are very high and that we also need that account. If you don't need it, don't open it. All right, so have a strategy in mind and make sure you do your research before you open up a new account. We have clients who have 50, 60, 100 inquiries on their credit report. And the thing about racking up inquiries is it basically gives the credit bureaus the wrong idea about you. The more inquiries you have, the more desperate you seem to the credit bureaus. And basically, the more inquiries you rack up, the more it's going to hurt you, because at the end of the day, your job is to give the credit bureaus the perspective of someone who doesn't need credit. All right, they want to be able to tell their clients, the furnishers who report the information about you, that, hey, you can trust this person to pay their bill. All right, so the more inquiries you have, obviously people are saying no for a reason, right? So you need to get the idea. You need to understand that they're saying no for a reason. So do not rack up more inquiries. Do not shop until you drop. Get the idea. Stop racking up inquiries and allow those inquiries to fall off your credit report so that you can see an increase. All right. And again, that impacts your credit score 10% up to 55 points. And imagine if you could be 55 points up. Okay, you get what I'm saying? So be careful with that. Do not shop until you drop. Allow those inquiries to fall off your credit report. And if you do need a line of credit, especially to rebuild your credit score, be strategic. Make sure that credit account, your approval odds are high, because you don't want to waste the inquiry. What's the point of adding inquiry to your credit report but not the account? Okay, that way when you add the account, it can offset that inquiry and impact your payment history 35%. Okay, you get the idea? So be strategic. Do not rack up inquiries. Allow them to fall off your credit report. And if you do need them, make sure your approval odds are very high so that you can get the benefit, the payment history. All right. So these are our 5 tactics. Subtract the bad, add the good. Punish your enemies. Don't burn your bridges, beg for forgiveness, and never shop until you drop. All right? If you can take advantage of these 5 tactics and put them to work right away, within 6 months, you're going to see a 100 points increase with each credit bureau using these 5 tactics. So hopefully you have taken good notes, but I have a surprise for you. See, a lot of you thought that this was just a presentation, but this is also a offer for people who need help. If you need help improving your credit score and applying these five tactics in your life, we can help. Again, I am the CEO and founder of Witness Riches, the 700 Club, and we offer a credit repair service to help our clients boost their credit scores. And typically, when clients work with us within a 6-month time frame, our clients average 50 to 100 point credit score increases with each credit bureau. And of course, we're able to help our clients get the results because we put our tactics to work. All right. We're experts at improving credit scores. And if you're someone who doesn't have the time or don't want to acquire the proper knowledge to improving their credit score, and you would like someone to do it for you, we can help you. This is a one-time offer. For those of you who want to take advantage of this offer and be able to utilize our service, I want to offer you something that's going to save you money and help you get on the right path to the 700 Club. All right. So for today only, you know what? I'll give you 7 days. For the next 7 days, I'm going to offer you a $10 enrollment into our service. Okay. So that's basically a $65 savings on the enrollment, on the setup fee. Okay. Basically, you get started today for $10, and then every month our service is only $75 a month for the credit repair service, plus $10 a month for credit monitoring. So total, you're looking at $10 to get started today, And then every 30 days, you're looking at $85 a month for credit repair. If you are someone who needs desperate help to improving your credit score and you don't mind getting help from human beings, us, we would love to have the opportunity to serve you and get you on the right path to the 700 Club, all right? All there is to it is to do it. If you are someone who needs help and you would love getting help, we would love to serve you. Take advantage of this discount today. I'm going to give you the discount code. It is in the comment area, okay? Or somewhere technology. Oh, there it is. So right there, use that discount code, click the link associated to this video, and you can enroll today and get started in our program. And we want to help you boost your credit scores. At the end of the day, I appreciate your time. I got one more thing for you. I'll be right back.
At Witness Riches, we provide our clients with quality service that's transparent and effective. Once you enroll into our 700 Club, you'll be greeted with our thank you page with a brief message from our CEO and founder, Jason White. Plus, you'll have the ability to create an account to gain access to our client portal. Within 15 minutes of setting up your account, we will send you information on how to acquire credit monitoring so we can analyze your credit reports and develop our strategy. As a courtesy, our client champion will reach out to you to welcome you to the family and answer any questions you may have regarding your report and our services. And within 5 days of receiving your credit monitoring and forms of ID information, a credit champion will send out your first round of disputes to ensure that progress is being made on your report as quickly as possible. Once those disputes are sent, you'll receive an email and text message stating disputes have been sent out on your behalf. Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, credit bureaus have 30 days to process our disputes. And once those disputes are fully investigated, all correspondence from the bureaus, creditors, and debt collectors will be sent to your address. While we wait, you will be granted access to our educational material that will help you rebuild your credit and protect yourself from ever being in this position ever again. Majority of our communication is done through email. However, our clients have the ability to contact our client support hotline from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday and 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays at 419-824-0004. We do our best to update our clients monthly, but you can expect to receive a credit update up to 40 days after disputes have been sent. With that update, you'll receive a PDF client progress report made from one of our client champion credit experts with information regarding your report and actions to help you expedite your growth. Every month, we will analyze your credit report updates, reconfigure our strategy, and send new correspondence to help you boost your credit score. Thank you for watching this brief video, and we look forward to serving you. Please, click the link associated with this video to enroll now.
Welcome back, party people. First and foremost, I want to thank you all for taking the time out with me today to get our 5-tactic code to help you boost your credit score 100 points within 6 months. For those of you who have taken advantage of the offer, you're the real MVP. You didn't have to do that, but because you did, we're going to work our butts off to getting you the results that you want with your credit score and making sure that you get on the right path to the 700 Club. Our goal is to get you those results, and we have already sent you the next steps, so please take a look at your email so that you can get those next steps completed so that we can continue to move in the right direction and get you started right away, okay? So I appreciate you all for taking the time out with me, but what I want to do something. So really quick, I want to show you guys a couple members of our team. Say what's up to the world.
Hi, world.
Hello, world.
Why should people work with us?
I mean, well, besides the two gorgeous people you just saw, yeah, I'm sure, your little peek over there, you see that? Yeah, we're phenomenal at what we do, and we love our clients, man. We just want to see all of us do better and be great. So, you know, you're not just getting credit repair with us. You're getting financial coaching, advice for your financial future, and the confidence to know that once you leave, you will not be back.
Hey, what was that? What was
You're
that?
so
Oh,
close.
my bad. So you heard it from the team. We really want to serve you. Make sure you take advantage of the deal that I just offered you, and we will get started on your credit repair right away. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Again, my name is Jason White. I'm out. Peace. Let me check out these updates. 700 Club, 102-point increase with Experian, 27-point increase with TransUnion, 26 with Equifax. What you know about that?